was that it's the Jewish mysticism and spiritualism that predates the Torah. And that's, no, you,
Okay.
so you now get to
I now get to
you
introduce
get to
yourself.
introduce yourself, yes.
I have to. I was expecting that was longer than introduction.
Well, he was an Uber driver that I
Yeah,
met a year
absolutely.
ago, driving me, and he was such a good driver and so safe that I invited him to take me to Bucerias the next day. So he came and picked me up, and we had a nice chat, and I liked his driving, so I ended up hiring him again and shared his name with friends, and before you knew it, I just explained it like an onion. I just started peeling away a skin, and then another, and look at what I found, this really scholarly, deep thinking, spiritual, intelligent guy, who likes to talk. And speaks perfect English, great English.
I hope so, because I want you to understand the conversation tonight. So before I start talking, I want you to watch this. This is the video that I prepared for tonight. Starting with the Aries.
It's me and you. We've got two Aries here tonight.
Do we have a Taurus?
A Taurus here. Do we have a Taurus?
Oh.
So what are you?
Pisces.
Pisces.
Oh, we did that last month.
Last month, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, you missed it.
And you're Sagittarius?
Virgo, September 9th.
Virgo. Oh,
Virgo. Oh,
that's a good talent.
Balance between logic and emotion.
It's me.
That's you. God, is that you?
God, is
Balance
that
between
So what do you mean by that?
what
It's
he's,
you.
it's you.
Whoa, I don't know if that's good or bad.
I don't even know you and I know that's you.
You know what? He says there's no judgment in any of this stuff.
No, there is absolutely not.
There's not one
Okay.
sign that's better than the
So,
other except Taurus.
Except
Taurus.
Taurus.
Okay. So if you've seen this video, I know there are some elements that we can perceive with every zodiac sign. Some Hebrew letters that they are associated with some energy, some attributes, and we try to balance because this is sorry, not this one. They are energies, sometimes negative energies that every sign, every zodiac sign presents. For example, Aries starts something and don't finish it. So that's why I'm telling.
That's me.
They start something and don't finish
And
it.
don't finish
I
it.
never
So
finish any.
every zodiac sign up here is associated with one day in the next 12 days.
Oh.
Oh, that's
So,
what that is.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Here, April the 5th, April the 5th, but in the superior line is the sunset, and then is the day, because according to the Torah is telling us that the days starts at the sunset and finish in the next sunset. So it says something like was the sunset or was the dark and then the light. So this is how according to the Kabbalah is a lot of studying about the Torah, the Old Testament or something like this. But well, this is only a video. Just keep it now and try to remember, because it's gonna be a little different what we're gonna be talking about. I'm gonna be talking about, and well. First, I want to thank you. I really thank you for being here tonight, and I feel so pleased that you are here. Some of you were here last beginning of the new moon cycle. Though it was called Rosh Chodesh. And in last video, I was explaining this concept of Rosh Chodesh, which from Kabbalah studies means Chodesh is like the head of Rosh is the renovation or month. So I was explaining that this has to do with the consciousness that we have at the beginning of a new cycle. So this is a new cycle that is starting. It started, actually started because it's the sunset. It started the month of Aries, of the zodiac sign, which is called in the Hebrew calendar, it's called Nissan. And I was explaining that all this knowledge comes from mainly from two books. One of these is the Sefer Yetzirah, which is called the Book of Formation, and the other book, well, I forgot to mention another book, but the second book is the Old Testament, the Bible or Torah, if you are familiar with these concepts. And the third book is the Zohar. This book, the Zohar, was created by Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai around the 12th century. And after that, he's developed a lot of astrological and mystical knowledge. And it's just infinite, or the study of everything. But tonight I am going to develop from the Kabbalistic astrology, because like I was saying 1 month ago, in the beginning of a new cycle, there's an energy available for the next 30 nights or 30 days. And in the last one that was Pisces, I was saying that when we are in a Pisces time, we have experienced all the past zodiac signs. We have lived one entire year, and we have experienced all the energies, and we have to learn. We learn something from those past experiences. So tonight, or the zodiac sign that we are starting tonight is similar to the last one, but not because we have experienced it, but because it potentially keeps the energy for the next 12 Rosh Chodesh, starting with this one. So it's going to be the next 11, 12 zodiac signs, new moons. I don't know if it's clear this up to now.
So the energy from this cycle of Aries keeps it going for 12 cycles?
Potentially, yes.
Not the one from the last cycle of Pisces?
Both. One, because we have experienced it. We live one year from Aries to Pisces.
Right.
So here is potentially one example that I used to give about this is, for example, when we want to get an apple tree, we plant a seed of apple because we want to get apples, and we want to give an apple tree, and we don't plant another seed like pineapple or peach or whatever,
Right.
because it's the beginning. So this consciousness is that we have, and the seed keeps potentially the DNA of the apple and the entire tree and everything.
Right.
So sorry, because it's automatic. So this is what I'm trying to explain. That the zodiac sign, the zodiac cycle starts with Aries and finish with Pisces.
Okay, so I didn't know that, so Aries is the start.
Yeah,
Of the
it's the
cycle.
beginning. So
Oh.
it's like the seed or the consciousness
Or the
of the
beginning.
entire cycle.
Wow.
Okay,
Okay, and this is gonna be more than interesting for you now. So, like I show, well, this is like a collage from all the elements that rules the Aries zodiac sign, including the Mars, the planet Mars, the constellation of Aries, the fire, and the Emperor. There are some other elements that we're going to develop now, and they are this. And from here, well, we have a quick lecture of this, but where's my, this one here? It's gonna be
so,
very-
sorry, this is, I mean, I know all about, that, who ascribed all of these?
Well, this
The
is,
first time that I ever
well,
thought about this.
This is a combination of knowledge between the, like I told you, in the Sefer Yetzirah book, it's mentioned that it's associated with the Hebrew letters was create this reality. This is an explanation of creation. I am not saying it's the true or it's the only true.
Right,
Every field tries to explain the creation from the science
right,
has its own explanation about creation, which is the Big Bang theory.
right,
So this is a mystical explanation of creation,
right,
and says that with the Hebrew letters create the energies that are associated with some planets, with the Earth, with the cosmos, and everything.
okay,
And this is a combination between the Sefer Yetzirah book, which is a book no one knows who wrote that book, but it's attributed to Abraham, the patriarch,
right,
and but nobody knows exactly who wrote it. But it's dated back around the year 2000 years before Christ. And then the Bible is around 900 years before Christ, something like that. But and then there are some developments about these books. One of these is the Kabbalistic astrology. This is a modern book created around the 1990s by a rabbi who is called Michael Berg. He has a lot of books about Kabbalah and about some other things, but this one is describes all most that I am talking about tonight.
oh, interesting.
And well, only because I'm not sure I am recording. Yes, I am recording for my YouTube channel because I'm gonna share this in my YouTube channel later. And so I was saying that starting with the Hebrew letters, the Hebrew letters that create the energy of the Hebrew letter that create the planet Mars was the Hebrew letter Dalet. This is the Dalet, and is associated with desire, the energy of desire, humility, and war. Of course, if we hear or we listen to the planet Mars, we immediately associate it with the war, the energy of war, don't we? But in the Kabbalah study, is more than that. It has to do with the desire and the humility, and of course with war and some other aspects that require strength. And on the other hand, we have the letter He, and with the energy of this letter was created the constellation of Aries. That means or is associated with creation and manifestation. But I'm going to I'm going to make a parenthesis, like an explanation, trying to explain this further, or maybe I confuse you more, because well, some of you were here last month, and I was talking about the letter Kaf and the letter Gimel. That these are the ones that create the Pisces month, or I mean, this is for the Pisces, and this is for the planet Jupiter. Okay, Jupiter. But I was talking about this Kaf letter that represent the wisdom of the Pisces, because it is the, you know, the Pisces people. They are people very wise, and is because the energy of this, and because they have experience in past lives, is they know is how to be in every sign of the zodiac sign. So this is the last one for them. But this with this letter Kaf, they connect or operate simultaneously between the worlds. Which worlds? The spiritual and physical world. But according to the Kabbalah study, there are 4 worlds of creation. Well, there is a fifth, but there are 4 worlds of creation. I don't know if you remember last month, I asked you if you knew, or have you heard about the tree of life, and I was mentioning the tree of life. So this is the tree of life, but is divided in 4 worlds of creation, and is associated too with the name of with the unpronounceable name of God, which is this one. Maybe in our Christian or Catholic culture, we know it like Yahweh or Yahweh or Yahweh, or I don't know. But in Kabbalah, this has not a pronunciation. But has not a pronunciation because 2 reasons. If there is an entity infinite and powerful and eternal, we don't, when we mention or try to put it into a word, we are limiting its attributes. We are putting something infinite in something limited. And the other reason is because there is a creation system to create everything we want, or create the things that we came to create here. So in every world is this is the infinite, and Adam Kadmon means the primordial man, but this world connects with the infinite. And I was saying last month that the pineal gland connects us to this world, is our first connection, and after that goes to the world of emanation, which is called Atzilut, and is associated with the first letter of the I call it Yud He Vav He. So this is the Yud, and is associated with the functions of the right side of the brain. You know, all the intuition, the meditation, and all these activities that we use with our right brain, they are here. But then we have the world of creation, and we see is the letter He. Which letter He? I'm going to get back a little bit. This letter He. So says it's about creation and manifestation. But what says is creation? Because after we get an idea from the infinite or from the source, we try to put an order. We try to organize the idea or the information, and this happens when we are dreaming, you know. When we have a dream, we try to get a sense, to give a sense of that dream or to that information that is given. And we are thinking, oh, what is this? And we are rational, we are trying to make a sense or organize that information. And we start thinking, oh, I dreamed this first, and then happened this, and I saw that person and told me this, and you know. But it's creation, because when we try to create something, we organize the information with our left brain, and we organize the information to start creating. But this is an intellectual thought. This is before you initiate any movement. Okay? So after that we have the word of formation, which is called Yetzirah, and is associated with the letter Vav of the name Yud He Vav He. And this is after the information is organized, the energy starts moving, start working, and that's why it's called the emotional world. Because the highest emotion that exists is the love. It's represent this one. And when we create, the first emotion we have is love. Because if we create from the fear, we are not really creating, we are destroying. And if we think about it, we know it's like this. So, this is an emotional process, has to do with the size of the heart and or feelings, you know.
And I found it very confusing. I understood.
Yeah.
I understood everything that you just said, and I really listened to it.
Yes.
But I still find this whole thing very.
Yeah, I know.
very like, I'm like, okay.
Okay.
I think I understood everything you just said. I listened to it.
Okay.
I understood. I felt it.
Yeah, I know.
But I'm still feeling very overwhelmed by that whole slide.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, oh my God, did I just hear what he just said? Yeah, it's a very overwhelming thing.
Yeah.
That whole, everything.
The connection to these letters
Yeah.
is what I'm not, I mean, the letters didn't come first, no. I mean, the thoughts, the
Yes.
creation, I mean, are you saying the Hebrew, the Kabbalah put these letters together to explain all this world? I mean, this universe, or the letters didn't, I mean, the letters express the ideas.
Yes.
And are these really ancient letters? Is this
Yes.
something that goes back, you said 2,000 years before Christ, or even further, or?
Yeah, because you know, one of the oldest languages that exist is the Hebrew. The other one is the Sanskrit. Thank you. And the other one is the Sumerians. The all signs that they were found, and nobody knows what says. But it's like a derivation from Sumerians. These two languages. So this the Hebrew is more than actually right now is in the Hebrew calendar is the 5,780 years right now. They have this continuation, but I know this is intense and
It's intense.
and it's because if you think God is not a person, or is not it's an entity or whatever, but if we recognize this name in the Kabbalah, is associated with these worlds, and
Right.
in some ways that makes sense,
Right.
because we have the same attributes of the creator.
Right.
Okay, so I was saying that, well, this is an emotional world which is called Yetzirah. It means formation because start formating the energy, starting with love, desire, balance, perseverance, humility, connection, and is a manifestation in this physical world through actions. So, going back, the letter He is associated with creation and manifestation. Wow. Even I feel like excited about this, just explaining. But going a little further about this, because I'm gonna try to explain something about manifestation and creation in a metaphysical way, because our head has the same in our head, in the functions from here to here, we have the same words of creation. We have an idea, we organize it, we form it or get an emotion. We have the breather and emotion that make us feel something before we verbalize, and the verbalize is a manifestation. It's not yet a physical, but it's like a blend of physical and metaphysical to the language. So, and this is something that Aries zodiac sign has. They have a very good use of the word, because what they create, they manifest it, they do it immediately, and they verbalize, and they have very good use of the word, emotionally and physically. Okay, like I told you, maybe it's gonna be clarified or confused or more confusing, but this is just like this. And well,
Whoa. Oh,
okay,
Jesus.
but it's related with the last one.
Okay.
Okay, because now we have the letter Dalet. This letter Dalet. The letter Dalet that create the planet Mars and is related with humility. Okay. So 2 weeks ago in the full moon night, where I had in La Manzanilla Beach, I was explaining that there is a celebration in that full moon, that in the history of the Queen Esther says or tells that there was a decree of extinction for Jewish people, but it doesn't say, it says the Jewish people, but if we know a little bit about what is Jewish, it's only one of the 12 tribes of Israel, and that was the tribe of Yehuda or Judah. So it doesn't say that it was the entire people of Israel, because they were the 12 sons of Jacob, and he was only named Israel after he fight with an angel. We don't know what is that angel, but this angel called him Israel, which means the head of God, or the one who fight with God or whatever. But that word, Jewish or Yehuda, is written like this: Yud He Ba Dalet He. And if we see, they are the same letters like this, but it's only added the Dalet. the Jewish or Judah means to recognize or to think. Okay? And I was explaining a little bit more about this, but as a resume, the extinction decree of these people was because this is something that I interpreting. I don't know if there is a book that says this, but they deserve to be extinguished because they stop recognizing they stop recognizing the creation system of the king, because says about a king that he saved the queen, the king, and whatever. And I was gonna say something and I forgot. Okay, yeah, I got it now. And the order of killing that people was because only one guy denied to obey to the king, one of the advisors of the king. But in that way, if the problem was only one guy, why don't kill only that guy? Because that guy asked to the people, you know, you have to be good, he asked to the people to do the job of elevating the consciousness. He didn't want to. He wanted the other people make it. Then after this celebration, they do it. But it was like something that I am thinking is something like is happening right now, is that most of the people, we don't have the level, the consciousness level to recognize that there is something that we have the attributes of the creator, and we don't recognize it and we don't think about it. We don't think. Are you sleeping, Robin?
I'm
No,
confused.
what
but-
is
yeah,
your,
I'm just trying to-
what are your religious beliefs?
Well, I say I don't have a religion.
Right,
I don't have a religion, and I don't want to say that I am talking about this religiously.
right,
This is an information that I took after I started studying Kabbalah.
right,
But in the same way, I don't think that. Well, I think we are God and everything that exists. We are the system. We are the creation.
right. But you
And creator.
yourself would not
Yeah,
ascribe to a
but this
certain
is the
religion.
way that I understand it.
Right,
Maybe someone can understand from Christianity, from Catholicism, from Buddhism, for any religion, and it's gonna be the same information.
right,
But this is the way I understand it,
for sure.
and in some ways makes sense for me.
Mhm.
And this is what I'm trying to share with you.
Right, interesting.
I'm sorry, Robin.
I know, I was the translation of what this was to
Okay.
today was confusing.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
I am just saying that the letter, the word that we use for God, which is this one, Yud He Vav He, or Jehovah or whatever, is
That's not it?
Jewish
this
is a derivation.
Leave it.
Jewish is a derivation from this word, because it's only added one letter, is the Dalet. And the entire word Jewish means to recognize or to think, only because this word, only because this letter, the Dalet, because it's associated with humility and or recognition, like I am trying to express here.
Let me go get some more wine.
Here, it's in
Okay.
it's in the
It's time
freezer, I put it in the
Grab it.
freezer.
Yeah, I didn't
Okay.
want it to freeze,
Yeah.
It's
so.
time for
Yeah.
a small pause, because I know this is a
No.
little confusing.
No, you know what, it's very intense
Yeah, I know.
information. for someone
But if
who-
you're here, it's because you are ready to
Oh,
hear
for
about
sure,
it.
and you know what, it's, I have no religious background of the last 20 years,
Okay.
and so.
Good for you.
It's a lot,
Yeah, I know.
it's a lot.
How about another beer?
No, thank you.
Got plenty,
Yeah.
Madame?
No, gracias, thank you.
Okay. How about you, Arlene? Beer?
The cheese is
No.
really creamy.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's real creamy.
What is?
The cheese.
Oh, yeah. Good.
It's
It's Vermont.
From Vermont.
peppers.
Any question or comment before I continue?
No, I'm trying to absorb it all, it's a lot for me, I
Yeah.
have
I
to
wanna
say.
ask Arlene, who studied Hebrew, and who, you recognize what these letters are? And you probably have a better understanding of what this,
Well, I can, I wanted Martine to continue with his presentation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go forward, yeah, she'll talk later,
Okay, yes.
she'll talk later.
Well, let me see the next
I
slide.
wanna have that cheese
Okay.
now.
Well, up to here we're gonna stop with. I'm gonna finish with the Hebrew letters.
yeah,
To continue with the next feature of the Aries zodiac sign, which is the element and is the fire. You know, is the fire because
Cheese.
is the
spark.
the spark
Oh my god.
that initiate the creation. You know that any fire start with a small spark, and after that spark started is almost impossible to stop that or to extinguish that fire. And has to do with transformation because when there is a fire, transform from something to another thing. We can use it like an oil, like a gasoline or whatever, or we can use it to destroy. And the associated color is the red or the scarlet, which is associated with desire, passion, intensity, and war. And last month I was saying that the red is one of the colors that there is a low frequency of vibration, but in the negative use, because means danger, loss, violence, anger, rage, stress, and all the negative aspects.
I was less negative.
Yes.
Hello.
Oh, lust should be positive.
Lust should be positive.
Well, also depends.
Alert should
Yeah.
be positive.
Yeah,
Cheese,
also
that
depends.
cheese,
Also
I'm like,
depends from your
oh my
perception.
God, that cheese is
Yeah.
good.
Also depends from the perception of everyone. But the positive use is the courage, the drive, the energy, determination, action, love, confidence, and strength.
Those are my friends over there, those two.
That's
Those
us.
two Aries sitting
Us
there.
lustful people.
That's them.
And anger and moral.
But it's
Well,
not.
we won't look at
it's-
the negatives, that's all,
Isn't-
those negatives are my
I
mother.
am not trying to.
Those negatives are my mother. Was
My
your
mother
mother
was
an
an
Aries?
Aries, oh, was she ever.
Was she ever?
She had the lust, the anger, what were all those there?
Okay. And yeah, I was saying the last month that we can see these attributes in people born under the Aries influence, so we can see some of these aspects, but
I
like
can see that from Pisces.
Excuse me for just a minute, where in the month of March does Aries actually start?
The 22nd, 21st, 22nd.
20th? Okay, so that 20th to April 21st or 20th?
19th.
19th, okay.
John Porter, Aries.
Okay, I'm gonna make
That's not Aries.
I'm gonna make an observation because from the study of Kabbalah doesn't start like that. It starts at the beginning of the new moon. So, for example, now today
28.
tonight is 29, and Aries is starting tonight. Maybe in the Gregorian calendar could be in the 21st, but from the Kabbalah study it start with the cycle of
Okay,
the
then that
moon.
makes me an Aries
Yeah.
instead of a Taurus.
So
So that means it might not be a Virgo?
No, the March
March
29th. When does it end? In April?
April.
in April around 28, 20, but it changes.
I told you, it's gonna make me an Aries.
Changes.
I knew you
But-
were
but
an
changes-
Aries. I always knew you were
And
an
that's the,
Aries.
that's the moon
Yes, I-
influence
I
stuff.
knew
I'm
it.
sorry?
That is the moon influence.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the moon, it's a lunar
Yeah.
cycle that
Yeah.
he's talking about, not the sun cycle.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Robin, you're
I'll
an
take 'em
Aries.
both.
Okay. So I was saying that is the house association. I put color. I'm sorry. A little mistake. But the house association is the number one, like I said before. Is the number one because it's the beginning of the zodiac cycle, you know. And the key traits of Aries people is that they are bold and fearless, passionate and energetic. You already know this. And independent and self-reliant and competitive. Because of this, they are very good leaders, and they are very good leaders because they like to start something new. Maybe sometimes they don't finish it, but they are very good to start something and to make a group of people who work for them because they are leaders and they like to order to people, and they are very good doing this, and so there are some archetypes of Aries is the warrior, the pioneer, the leader, and the child, and because they sometimes they are very good entrepreneurs, or what is the entrepreneurs? Yeah, entrepreneurs, and they are like childs because they sometimes they don't think what they are doing. They just act, and sometimes they could be selfish, and sometimes they don't have the humility that I was talking about. But in the other hand, they are very good to start new things. If they have a challenge situation, they just face it, and no matter what, they just start, and it's like a challenge for them, and they just do it. So we have the governing body parts is the head, because we saw in the tree of life is associated with the left side function of the brain, you know, where is the creation. The blood is because the blood unifies all the body, and the muscles because put in movement all the is the motor for all of our bodies, and is and is very oh sorry, I forgot the word. It's very we can perceive this in people with Aries people, you know.
In contrast, what were the governing body parts of Pisces? Do you remember?
Pisces, yeah, I was telling you the last month it was the human human it was the feet, the feet because they are very good dancers,
Okay.
and the immune system. That means all the fluid circulation.
Liver, no.
I'm sorry,
I was just trying to think, I couldn't remember. what
and the pineal gland also
Oh, okay.
for Pisces. And I remember because we saw it last month, but I don't remember any other.
He's a Pisces here.
Okay, so the tarot card is the Emperor, which represents a figure of authority or leadership, but also controlling. And that means sometimes they are dictators, or I mean in the wrong use of this leadership is dictatorship or what is this other word?
King.
Controlling, you know, they are leaders to control people. And well, because you were asking me,
What the hell is that?
what is where come from this association, and this is a table that I just gathered about every combination of the Hebrew letter words for each zodiac sign. You know, we have the Hey Dalet for Aries, and this is the combination that were used for for each zodiac sign, including the planet and the constellation. Oh no, it's not here the constellation, but it's the planet here. But this is the combination of letters for each month.
Oh my god, that is so confusing. That's
Yeah,
wild.
but it's gonna make sense if we see in the video, because it's each by one by one, and
You
it's
know
the,
what's
it's the same
interesting
information.
is Leo or Cancer is the only one that has Moon as
There
the
you
ruling
go.
planet.
You're very right.
Yeah, that's
They,
weird.
they are
That's
the
another
only
planet.
two that they don't share the energy of the astrologic is the
Wow, that's
Cancer,
weird.
Cancer and Leo. And
Why not Leo? Where's Leo? Leo has the
The
sun and the moon.
the moon
No.
to the sun, wow, they're right
Really?
next to each other.
So why is that?
Well, according to the Kabbalah study, these are only the ones, because Leo is like the sun is the representation of the rule everything, you know, the life and or solar system. So is one of the most important zodiac signs. Is another zodiac sign of fire, including Aries and
Aries.
Sagittarius,
Right.
and that's why they don't get along well together, because
Aries
they are
and Sagittarius.
Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo, because they prefer to lead and not to follow.
Right.
But it's like an attraction, because they are it's explaining something like this, like they are the kings, you know, the Leo.
Leo is.
So it's associated with the sun, because it's the king, and it's they are leaders. They are leaders by nature.
So
So
Aries and Leo would
everything-
not. Aries and Leo would not be good
No.
partners. No.
It's a dangerous. It's dangerous because fire with fire, you know.
Right. For sure.
And everything works around the Leos. If you know a Leo person, everything is natural. Everything is easy for them. They are surrounded of people that they order and whatever. But on the other hand, we have the Cancer. Cancer is associated with the moon, and the moon reflects the light of the sun, and that's why those moons are together.
Interesting.
So the energy of the Cancer, increases or decreases in the way that reflects the light from the sun. So that's why there are all these
Very interesting.
stages of the lunar cycle, you know,
Right.
and that's why Cancer is very affected with the moon and with the water.
Very interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, it is. It is very
Okay, we almost
interesting.
finished.
And Pisces is
Yeah.
We
a
almost
water sign,
finished.
yeah.
Okay, we almost finished. And well, but where to start?
Yeah, where to start? God.
Do you remember last month you asked me why I have this connection, affinity to the number 13? And I was explaining something like, well, because this is another very deep Kabbalah study, is called gematria. That every Hebrew letter has a value itself. So it says that if one word, in this case the word love in Hebrew is ahava, and it's written like this with these letters. Each of these letters has a value, and if you make a plus of them, you have the quantity of 13. But in the Kabbalah study, if you have another word that has the same numerical value, has the same energy. So unity, ehad, written like this, the numerical value is also 13. Okay. So here's the more intense, because this Hebrew letter, that is the name of God, has this value, is the 26. And that means if this entity, God or whatever, or the system, has the same of 26, that means that is the plus of the love and unity. Is love, unity, is this. And from here comes the name of my project, which is Unity 13. And why I'm telling you this, we almost finished, because, okay, coming to our video, there's a specific meditation or talk about these next 12 nights, starting with I'm gonna make hearts with the Aries is tonight, and the day of tomorrow, and Taurus, Gemini is the 3rd, Cancer is the 4th, Leo is the 5th, Virgo is the 6th. Okay, you read it. I think it's faster if you read it. Can you read? So the
Each
9,
day
each
has a
day
different-
has to do with a connection with each Rosh Chodesh.
With 12 days.
Yeah. We have the 12, but the next one, if you remember last month. Sorry.
What?
There's a test,
I'm,
pay attention.
I am a little tired. Last month I was saying that when the Pisces person has incarnate in the 12 zodiac signs, they still need to experience another stage, and is the 13, which is the unity, because that unity means that we have to be consciousness of it depends how you see it, but the way I see it is in one way we know how it's to be like the other zodiac signs because we have experienced it. Is the way that we can be empathetic with others because we know in one way we are unified. Is the unity. And what's the way we reach that unity is with love. There's no other way. And this is a connection that happens in the night of the Aries zodiac sign in the 13th night, which is gonna be the April the 10th, and
April 10th and 11th.
and in the day 14 we are going to, well, this is according to Kabbalah, we detect what is our selfish. That's why we are doing an exhaustive ego search or research, and we transform it into the desire to give, from selfish to desire to give. Because after we do this, we have the energy of the freedom. And with this, I finish with my presentation, and thank you very much for your patience and your time.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a lot to take in, and
That was
it's,
awesome.
yeah, it's just, your knowledge is so, it's expansive and.
Well, you know,
And I appreciate somebody who knows so much and you are trying to condense it into something that you can explain to us who know nothing about this.
Okay.
Did a good job.
Thank you. I really appreciate
Did a great job, yeah.
I really
because
appreciate this coming
I
from
can
you.
imagine all of the things that you know about all of this, and that you can't tell us everything you know, but you're condensing it into something that we can grasp some. It's difficult
Yeah, it's,
stuff.
that's a lot to
I know,
grasp.
I know
It's
it's
a lot.
difficult.
It's easier to say Aries represents fire and blah, 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 but all of the connections between the Kabbalah and the language, the letters and I mean, that's the part that I'm not quite, I don't, but, yeah.
I'm sorry for interrupting you. First, I want to say with humility, because I know this is not my knowledge. It's not mine. I am only the messenger, the messenger of because the knowledge comes from somewhere else and is in other place, and I am just like an ant, and I am sharing with you and the people who is watching me in my YouTube channel. And the second thing I want to tell you, because the things, and I'm sorry for what I'm gonna say to you, I think the way that you are going to understand all this is through art.
Me,
Yes,
personally.
yes.
Oh,
It's
okay.
through painting, whatever,
Through the
meditating,
creation of
by
the
by
creative
by
process of-
cleaning your
Yeah.
your dishes and washes, and so don't worry about it.
Oh, well,
How do you manifest what you've just said? How does this translate in your life?
Oof, I need a bit to
Yeah.
you need to drink, let's drink on that.
to
Yeah,
answer
like,
that question.
I mean, to me, it was an interesting invitation to come and listen to you,
Thank you.
and it was very interesting, and in particular because I am an Aries,
Okay.
so it was even more so. But-
Yes, sure. For
But
sure, you are.
for me, it's just a transient interest. But you're giving this talk, you are obviously committed on a journey that I don't know anything about. So what
The journey to
does
self.
it mean to you?
Wow. Thank you for that question.
That's a good question.
Ugh.
This is a great question.
And well, I don't know what to talk about. For me, when I was a little boy, like I was 12 to 14 years old, I used to think these these topics in the way that I am just, well, I have not explained everything that I know, but so many things that I thought in that time, I found that in the same way in the Kabbalah study, you know, because in that time I used to think that everything is energy. So I found the answer to that question in the Kabbalah studies. But when I get consciousness about this knowledge, first I was studying many things, like the story of the Anunnakis and quantum physics, and I didn't understand anything about it. But it was only like a entertaining knowledge, you know, like general culture or whatever. But once I met someone who started talking to me about Kabbalah, and I said, oh, it was a Jewish woman, a doctor. So I found this very interesting because she was a doctor, a person of science, and talking about mysticism. And now I say, okay, I'm gonna listen what she's got to share with me. And so I found all the answer that I was looking in this conversation. But then I was gaining consciousness. I was working for a public university here in Mexico, in Guadalajara, and there was a lot of situations that I was experiencing and I was perceiving from this interaction between the university and government, and many things that I didn't like. But I getting conscious that if I was working there, my energy was feeding that institution too. So I found the consciousness and the courage in the Kabbalah to quit that job without having anything. I just said one day, you know, I'm quit because I don't want to put my energy here. And after that, I said, I have no idea what I'm gonna do, but this is not what I want to be doing. So because I was thinking about this last night, and I remember the first time I came to Puerto Vallarta to live, I knew there was a Kabbalah study here in Puerto Vallarta, and they didn't allow me to get to get in, you know.
Why?
Because they told me that they didn't do that anymore. I don't know, but okay, I said, who cares? I'm just going to continue. And now the most valuable thing that I think is that for me is this moment that I am sharing with you. I know it's not my group. You are all friends of Robbie, you know. And but for me, it's the most valuable thing about the study of Kabbalah, that I am able to share with you this knowledge, this information, whatever it is, because in one way happened something that I wanted to do with this information, and because you are an Aries, I want to share that 2 years ago I started this project of Unity 13, and it was in the same 12 days of Aries, because only when came the 13th day, and it was April 13, and it was the 13th day of Aries. So it was like a
Magic collision.
yeah. And I say I'm gonna do this, and I had the energy for freedom to do all. I left everything that I was doing, and I was thinking, how can I do this? I had no idea that I was gonna meet you, and I feel pleased for this because you are interested about this. But this is the most that I have reached until now from this Kabbalah knowledge.
Oh, well, that's awesome.
No, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very
so
much.
I have a
Thank you.
question,
There's so
Thank you. That was awesome.
I have a question. So, why is it just 13 days and not 20 or 21? Do you know why it's only the 14?
14 or 13?
13 or 14?
Well,
I'm
the
just
reason
trying to
is,
understand.
yeah, well,
Why is
to be honest with you, I don't know,
Oh,
but
just
because
curious.
I am associating like I was saying, the number 13 is associated with unity and love.
Okay, okay.
So
Okay.
if we recognize from the study of Kabbalah, if I recognize the unity, the unity unifies you with other people and to all the people.
So, would it be that the start of every, no, okay, never mind. because Aries is the first house and the first
Yes.
sign, so the start of, let's say, Taurus, would it be the same 13 days in the
No,
there?
no,
Nothing
no,
to
no,
do
no.
with-
Only
yeah.
this because has the potential.
every month does that.
Yeah.
Okay, so
every-
just only
every-
Aries. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I love, I've studied quite a few different things, but I love the association of the numbers and the letters, and I didn't know that, of the Hebrew, so I find that chart really fascinating to me.
Yes, it is.
And also, so if you do the letter, Het, and the letter Yud, which is Chai, right?
I don't know much about Hebrew language. Because I studied in only the words that I have interest on it.
Okay, but
Okay, yeah.
But you have
Yeah.
the letter H, Het, and the letter Yud is Chai, which means life, which
Okay.
is usually sometimes mourned, right?
Yes.
So that fits with me, well, not fits with me, but fits with your explanation of creation. And what was the other word that you associated with the Yud?
There was a good
Let me-
screen back there, yeah.
Do you know what I'm
Come
saying?
back to those,
Okay.
I
If you
love
go
that
to
one.
the Het and the Yud, those two attributes, I don't know, you had them on different charts,
Here.
but
There,
that's
there,
Chai.
Here.
Yeah, that's Chai, right?
Here.
This and that
Yeah.
together
Yeah.
is Chai,
Okay.
which is life.
Nice. Oh, wow.
That's
Oh,
life.
Interesting.
That's what the Jewish people wear.
Wow.
Some people wear the Chai, or L'chaim is to life, right?
Uh-huh.
So I saw that right away. I didn't know whether. So you're looking at Chai, which is.
And this is Kabbalah too.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it would.
She's
it
making
would-
an interpretation of the.
Yeah, not my interpretation, but what I see as.
Yeah, it's your
then you're-
perception.
You got love,
Yeah.
unity, and life.
So what was, you had another, where's your, the Chai and the Dalet?
Oh my God, these chips are so good.
You had the Chai,
Here?
Probably.
Right there.
the Chai, okay, so the Chai is creation,
Yes.
right? Chai is creation. Maybe we didn't have the
Okay.
Yud.
brought
Where,
those chips.
what would be
Oh
the
my God,
Yud?
how
Didn't you have the Yud somewhere?
The you and you.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
The Yud is Adam and emanation.
Yes.
Amazing.
I'm
I don't
not
know.
sure.
I'm
Well,
not sure.
Well, it's above here. It's.
Yeah,
it's-
it's in the high,
Okay.
in the higher
So
world.
that would
Yes,
be.
yes.
That's why it's called.
Thank you.
Oh, I thought you didn't know, that to me was like, okay, I'm gonna ask about that, because it's not together, so.
Oh, I like
it
here,
fits,
and then
right?
Yeah.
To me, that fits, yeah, so, yeah, no, I found it really, so that's very, very good. Yeah.
The video.
That's, thank you very, I mean, I love that chart, I love that,
Me too.
you know, I love that chart. I'm not sure, I'd like to study